Good evening and welcome back to Moving Forward. With me tonight, I have two lovely ladies, and they are from the COP executive from the Diego Martin Central constituency. I'd like to just talk a little bit about them before I actually introduce them to you tonight. Tonight, I have Mrs. Pouchet. She's the chairman of the COP Diego Martin Central constituency, and she's also heavily involved in tourism. She's a trained pain therapist and a private counseling in her own private counseling practice. I also have the lovely Lisa Henzel. Everyone knows her as an activist, as one of the activists in the COP from its inception, and she's also the secretary for the Diego Martin Central constituency. She has been an activist since 2007, and she's the voice at Flagship House and manager that everyone is known to love. So tonight, it's my pleasure to welcome the ladies of the Diego Martin Central constituency here tonight. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for having us. That was a very interesting first interview, though.
I must say so.
Yes,
Definitely
yes.
a very first, that first segment was really of
very
prime
intense.
interest. Very intense, very,
yes.
very intense. But it's my pleasure to have you all tonight, and you're all going to talk a little bit about the Diego Martin Central constituency and the things and the happenings that have been going on there. So, ladies, we'll start off by you telling us a little bit about the Diego Martin Central constituency.
But I'll let Lisa tell us a little bit about the environments and what is Diego Martin Central. She has been walking every inch of Diego Martin Central, so I think she's better qualified.
Diego Martin Central is quite a large area in Diego Martin as a whole. We have areas from Bagatelle right up to Cocorite, even St. James. We include, there's Blue Range, there's some of Diego Martin Main Road, the whole of Pity Valley with Alice Glen in between there. We have Sinanan Gardens, Mahabia Gardens, St. Lucian Road. And for all you people from town, we really have a big chunk of the Diego Martin area. We're right in the middle. And we try as much as possible to cover the area. We have covered the entire area, Diamond Vale, one of our largest areas. And everybody knows us, they know our faces because we've all been around. Our executive has been around for a while, even though they've come and gone in the actual team, which Lorraine will speak about a little bit later on as well.
One thing that I must say, Lisa, you've been there from the inception. You have served 3 consecutive terms.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the executive and some of the work that you all have been up to.
Okay, well, I'm the chair. We have, and Lisa, of course, is the secretary. We're very privileged to have Kenny Jagdeo Singh as our vice chair. Kenny is what we would say mature, very full of wisdom. And he really is the voice of wisdom at our executive meetings. Kenny recently, in the last National Awards, won the Hummingbird Medal Gold for his contribution to Trinidad and Tobago, and we're very proud of that. Lisa's assistant secretary is Jennifer Lisby, and we have Annie Ramji Singh. Annie is, oh boy, a firebrand, would we say so? Annie has been elections officer for our constituency from the beginning.
Yes.
And very, extremely knowledgeable on all the requirements, legal and otherwise, that we have to do to ensure that we are in tune with what is required as a constituency
at election time,
both local and national.
Yes.
We also have John Rigo. John is full of heart. I want to say John is full of heart. In the recent flooding, which Lisa will talk about, that we worked with Diego Martin Central last year, John helped quite a few people. He has been helping old people to refurbish their houses and fix windows, put in burglar proof. And we're coming up in a couple of weeks. He has redone a swing for a playground for the young children. And we hope to install that within the next 2 weeks, I think.
That's right.
John said he's going to do that, so I really wanted to mention him. We also have Joan Burke, who's our treasurer. And it's a good point to mention now that Joan is spearheading our Curry Q fundraiser at the end of this month on the 28th, and we hope that our Diego Martin Central people will support us. They can call Lisa at Flagship House. She has all the tickets, so she will get it out to them. And Rocky Mars. Rocky is, well, he's a Rocky. He's strong, powerful, handsome too. And Rocky has been there with us since 2007.
Yes.
Since 2007. And of course, our 2 councillors, Wazim Daniel and Black Sage Philip Murray.
Right.
So we have quite a powerful
and dynamic team of people, executive that you all are working with.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the things that we know is that shortly after you all took office, there was a series of flooding back in 2011.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and your activities and involvement with that flooding event?
Well, when the flooding happened, it was devastating. A lot of our people suffer during heavy rainfall, and this has been going on for years. And we were part of the team, the ministerial team, that walked all the 3 Diego Martins looking at the touched areas. And in our particular constituency, we were hit in Cocorite, terribly in Cocorite,
Yes, very badly
in
there.
Simeon Road. There was a lot of other in-between little areas as well that had a lot of flooding, and so the riverbanks broke earlier o'clock in that rainfall. But along with the ministerial team, we got a lot of help from the People's Ministry, of which Mr. Douglas, Dr. Douglas, is a part of as well. We had a lot of help from them for the constituents. Some of them still waiting, but a lot of the times it's a lot of paperwork, and so that has to be done that keeps back the process. So we're hoping that these things can be limited. Well, they can be limited, you know, so that in times of emergencies like this, it will cut down in the time that these people have to wait. Because to have mud and so in your house for months
one of the most devastating ones that we had was in Alice Glen.
That's right.
When the mountainside came in, broke through.
This was a brand new
apartment
compound
building, and we knew the young people who were in that place. The mother was home with her kids, thank God she was on the higher floor, and it came through the back door, and there was 6 to 8 feet of mud in that house. If they were on that floor, they would have been goners.
Yeah.
And it was really very difficult. And our young people, the vice chair of the Youth Congress, was one of the young men who came out and helped actually shovel mud out of that place. I mean, we never thought we would see the ground.
That's right.
You know, but it was really bad, and people did get together. And I must say that the partnership worked well.
We did.
The partnership worked well, because I remember seeing one of my UNC friends rushing up the hill the same time we were rushing up the hill, and everybody is going up there to try to help. And that was a success story, I think, as far as the immediate response to the problem.
Well, it's good.
The Army as well did a lot of work
fantastic.
during the floods.
Yeah.
They were amazing. They came out in full force.
Minister came himself?
The minister, yes. Minister George with Public Utilities as well. They were all up there, but the Army.
And our political leader,
Mr. Ramada was with us
Everybody
throughout
was
the
there.
entire tour.
Yeah.
But the Army was very good, instrumental with their engineers and so in suggesting to people what to do, what not to do, how to do it, and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
So our country came together and really worked well together at a time like that.
It's good to see the synergies that is being developed down in Diego Martin.
Yes.
But you all have a lot of work to do.
We want more synergies, you know. I want to make a plea publicly on national TV for Mr. Sammy of the Diego Martin Regional Corporation to meet with us. We want to meet with him because we think the Diego Martin Central constituency of the COP has a lot of very good ideas about how to mitigate these type of situations. And we are moving into that time sooner or later than later
in
this
a few
year.
months, yes.
And we want to be part of the process so that we can bring our ideas to also assist and to look at the various issues that we are having in the Diego Martin Central area, because we have a lot of people who belong to our party who need jobs, and we need to find ways of facilitating that process. And we would like to meet with him and with the regional corporation and have some discussions as to how we can orchestrate that.
You all have been involved in several projects and activities in the Diego Martin Central constituency. Can you just enlighten us a little bit about what you all have been involved in, the things you all are doing, and perhaps a little later we'll discuss a little further on future projects.
I'll start and I'll have Mr. take over.
Sure.
We have been trying as best as we can to actively engage in as many of our constituents as possible, either telephonically. They are all on the email system that once we have information for them, and we keep them abreast of the direction of the party, and we get their feedback on issues. For example, the issue that was recently in the papers all over the place. We are engaging with our constituents to find out what is their take on it. Do they understand the issues? What kind of questions do they have that have not been answered? So those things are important. And then we have been on our membership drive, and Anissa can talk about that.
We have recently received our new membership cards. Everyone has been contacted, so we're just giving you a gentle reminder here tonight to come and collect your cards. Those people who are interested in becoming members, we're always open at Flagship House. Please take advantage of it. It's just around the corner, right there on Travreet and Broome Street, the corner of Travreet Road and Broome Street. You're always welcome. And we don't hesitate. Anyone can come through our doors. We don't ask for a membership card to come through our doors. And a lot of people know that. because we have visits from all people of all parties come to our office at Flagship House.
And we're also starting our walkabouts.
Yes, we're starting
By
our
next
walkabout
month,
soon.
early in May, we are going to be walking about
Towards the local elections.
Towards local elections, and it is not too soon to start preparing for general elections 3 years on.
And we need you people to come on board and walk with us.
So we are walking, and we are making a plea to all our constituents. Please contact us, because we want to be prepared.
So if it is that we want to contact you, the people out there, regardless of their political affiliations, wish to contact you, Lisa, tell us a number, an email,
well,
something
I'm
that you
at Flagship House, so
yes.
I work there. So the number there is 622-5817, as you'll see on the little runner below the screen as well. And you can email us at copdegomartinscent, that's C-E-N-T, @gmail.com. And you can also email me at copflagshiphouse@gmail.com. So those two email addresses, you can contact us. Our main form of communication is email, because unfortunately we don't have the resources to facilitate too many calls and all this sort of thing. So anyone who would like to be put onto our list for information, which we will give out. We give out information at least 3 times a week. We're sending information,
Excellent.
party information, so that some people say, you all are so quiet. I say, give me your email address. And you'll see that we're really not quiet. We're definitely not quiet.
And what were the opening times of the office?
We open from 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday.
So people can walk on in,
Just walk straight in. That's right.
Get information.
Yes.
We're very lucky right now that our secretary is also in Darabla.
Yes.
We are hoping that within the next 3 months or so, we will have our own office in Diego Martin Central. Diego Martin Northeast just opened their office, so we are also hoping to have our own office in Diego Martin Central, so that our people can have access to us, not only COP people. We are here
Anyone
to
is
service
welcome.
the people.
Anyone is
and
welcome.
Maybe the next time you have us back on the show, we can talk about the G3 Foundation and all the other work that our members, our activists and our members of our executive are very involved in supporting, working with young people and families and so on.
Well, I know we don't have too much time, but before we go, of course, I have to ask you a little bit about the challenges that you all may have experienced in the Diego Martin Central constituency.
We have our biggest challenge right now, as Trinidadians all know, when you're not in election mode, what happens is most people take a back seat. And it's unfortunate, because the people are expecting us to be visible, yet they're not coming on with us. So it creates a little problem sometimes, because you see the same faces coming. We don't have a problem with it, but we need everyone to come in, support us, and guide us as to where you would like us to go, what you would like us to do. And these are the things that we need from the people outside.
Because we're here for the people.
We're here for the people.
And we can't sit down in isolation and make decisions.
That's right. Well, we prefer as well.
We want them to come to us. Now, we do get reports from our councillors, but the councillors are limited because they also have their responsibilities. So what we want is that people to contact us and let us know via the email, via coming into Flagship House and talking to Lisa, how can we serve them, because we are here to serve them in the Diego Martin Central area, and how can we partner with them and together make Diego Martin Central the envy of all the constituencies in Trinidad.
I think Diego Martin Central is already the envy.
But we want to maintain the status.
So much so that next week I'm going to bring you ladies back.
Next week?
Next week.
Okay.
Yes, you all are so lucky. I want you ladies back next week with me.
Okay.
Program.
Well, we will come
That sounds
back
good. Not a problem, Nigel. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Lisa, tell us again that number for us to contact you at Flagship House.
622-5817. That is the number of Flagship House. Our email addresses, once again, copdegomartinscent, C-E-N-T, @gmail.com, or copflagshiphouse@gmail.com. Do not hesitate to contact us. We're always willing to help or guide you in whatever situation that you may have.
And of course, it has been a pleasure having these ladies, and I'm going to have them back next week all to myself. Okay?
Oh, yes.
Yes. I think I want you all back on the show.
Did we put you under stress for that?
Of course not.
All right.
It's my pleasure being here with you all. And we have come to the end of this evening's program. So I'd like to thank our viewers for viewing and looking at our program this evening, and also I'd like to thank my lovely ladies and lovely COP ladies.
You're
Mrs.
welcome,
Boucher
Nigel.
and Ms. Enzel.
And thank you. You've been a good host. Thank you. We appreciate it.
So viewers, we'll be back next week on Moving Forward. You can contact us at copmovingforward@gmail.com. Have a good night and see you all next week.